Listen, if you guessed that we are back with another one, then you're right, because we are. Oh my, it's bright as hell. Well, listen, so today, remember I told you guys the drift car was next, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. So I'm going to show you guys a little update on this thing. And before we get into the update, this is something that's been waiting for months. And now that we are officially there, it's like, look, it's meant to be, man. So let's get into it. All right, so listen, we got the head finally on, right? We didn't torque any of the bolts yet. However, we did throw it on. There are two dowels that actually hold this thing together. And on top of that, all the bolts that are in here, right? If you are putting this head back on, and if you do have your head apart, you might have a little bit of trouble getting the bolt and the washer on there. However, the washer, just slide that in first, then throw the bolt on. And if you are still having trouble, you should actually slide them in from these little passages in here. Just slide the washer right in, and then you can just slide the washer in. I mean, the bolt. However, before you do all that, make sure you oil them. Make sure you oil the bolts. Make sure you oil the washers. Oil them like you've never oiled them, like they're about to take a shower. And now all we got to do is torque these to spec and then throw the timing blocks on. And we just broke the grill. Oh, fat people problems. Freaking mint. Whatever, I guess we'll put a new one on. Cool. Okay. So that's that. Let's torque it. Okay, 2 seconds before I actually get to torquing this thing. Look at the holy grail of torque wrenches. Are you ready to? I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Listen, you know Snap-on's expensive, so what the? Okay, sorry. Oh, God. Damn. Listen, shout out to Brandon for letting me borrow this thing, and you're the man, because I definitely cannot afford one of these, and without you, it wouldn't have been possible. But okay, so the head is actually torqued down already, and finally got it done. However, let me tell you guys something, okay? Torquing a head down might be the most stressful thing I've ever gone through in my life, and I'm going to tell you why. So obviously, you know there's a torque sequence. It goes 1, 2, 3, and then so on until you're done. However, you have to do 3 passes, right? So the first pass we did was 40 Newton meters, all right? That's what we did. Boop, 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 all the way around. Perfect. Second time, you switch this. Either you have to use this or a different kind of angle. You can use like the manual angle ones. This one's just digital. 90 degrees, right? Because that's what it calls for. You do a second pass, 90 degree, torque it down to 90 degrees. And then you do a third pass. And again, you do the same sequence. And then do it again in 90 degrees. And when I tell you the amount of force you have to put on this thing to get it to 90, and it is so goddamn stressful. But hopefully it's done. Hopefully we're not going to have any leaks. And hopefully the gasket's set properly. And all the bolts and everything is perfect. And now we can finally get it put back together. So thermostat, all the other, every other thing we have. Belts, definitely need belts. Look at this thing. But yeah, I mean, after that, the drift car should be ready to go. Well, there you have it. The Vandals is actually on there. And I was able to actually manually turn it over. So we know the engine's pretty good. I mean, at least it is what it is for now. And it honestly, it didn't go too bad. Putting it back together was a lot faster than taking it apart, that's for damn sure. But now that it's all back together, what we're going to do next is we're actually going to replace the thermostat, do the water pump, and look at how nice and clean this is. About as clean as it'll be. But with that being said, one of the most important things when you are doing this is honestly go online, look it up all the forums, look at it, how people are doing, and if you look at like Pelican parts, they actually do have like a lot of tutorials for these things, and it's honestly a pretty good write-up. So if you're ever worried, might as well go down there and check it out, right? I figured before I actually do start putting the parts back on, I give you guys a little rundown of what happened with the good old engine here. So if you don't know, the head I actually had to replace because it had a bent valve, and with that bent valve, what happened was, believe it or not, the machine shop refused to do the machining, because so when you are replacing the head gasket, you take the head off, it could be warped, and you don't want to take any type of chances for the gasket to not seat properly. So what you're gonna have to do is go get the head machined. Now, I did that. I went to the machine shop, I brought the head. However, apparently it had a bent valve, or bent valves, I should say, and the machine shop refused to do the work. So I ended up looking up new valves, new guides, new springs, new everything, and it almost came out to the same price as the brand new head did from ECS. And I actually ended up going with the ECS head, and it came with everything I needed. Valves, heads, guides, just everything. The only thing it didn't come with was the baskets for the cams and then the camshaft itself. So we just carried that over from the old head to this one, and honestly, it's probably the best decision I made. Yes, I didn't have to get a machine because all in all, it would have cost me the same amount of money and I would have just been reusing an old head. Whereas now I have a brand new head. So hopefully this will work well. It'll go proper. But yeah, that part was a little upsetting. But we're here, right? So we're about to throw the valve cover on. And I don't think you guys understand the amount of excitement I have. Like I said, I can't tell you guys through this video how excited I am to be doing this. Just because this is something I've never done. I've never replaced a head gasket or taken a head off of an engine. Yes, I've worked on cars, but just, you know, easy stuff. This is actually about as in-depth, I guess, as I've gotten into a vehicle. But before we put the valve cover on, we have to clean it. The thing looks terrible. Look at this. Like, come on. Okay, so we're going to clean that up real quick, and then we can throw it on. If you don't have multi-purpose cleaner, you know what you use? Glass cleaner. Listen, rip me up in the comments. I don't care. But for now, we'll just spray that on there. Here we go. Light, nice and easy coats. You know what I mean? Just spray them over here. And that's it. That should be good enough. And then we can let the rag kind of do the rest. So the reason I'm cleaning this is because I don't know if you guys know, but every time you take the valve cover off, it is just a lot simpler to actually just replace all the gaskets. So we got the valve cover gasket and the gasket for the spark plugs because you want no oil to get anywhere, right? So let's see. Oh! Jeez, that thing is dirty. Look at this thing. This thing's been through World War over here. Most of the stuff you're even not going to see, but I know it's there, and that bothers me. Look at this. Okay, let's clean this thing up. Here's a little trick for my peeps. You want to get it clean? Forget the rag. Use this thing, the little detailer brush. And with this, we should be able to get most of the dirt off of there, honestly. So let me show you the before. This is the before. In about 2.2 seconds, I'll show you the after. God. Listen, it's still not much, but look at this thing. It's a lot cleaner. All the holes are nice and clean. You gotta make sure you got them clean holes, you know what I'm saying? And now, we can actually flip this thing upside down. So this is where the gasket goes. So you have the valve cover gasket and then the spark plug gaskets. And once we replace those, put the new ones in, we should be able to fit the valve cover right on and everything should go swell and well. Bam. Listen, believe it or not, the reason why I changed these is because over time, these actually become brittle. I know you guys can't tell, but this one actually, compared to this one, feels so brittle. This one's nice and moving and whatnot. Now, after this becomes brittle, what happens is you get all those nice, beautiful leaks. And once you get those leaks, it goes into your spark plugs, and then you have to change your spark plugs, and you have all those other issues, and we don't want that. And this is such a cheap fix, so why not do that, right? Look at this thing. This is how you know. Look at this. Look at this one. Stiff as a cardboard. Nice. Oh, man. New gasket, seated properly, looking extra proper. Look how nice this thing looks. All brand new. Well, let's get her on there. Okay, I feel like this would be a good angle for you guys. So, with that being said, let's turn this upside down. And the gasket's still on. Perfect. Now we just slide that bad boy right on there. And now, make sure it's seated. Oh, everything's breaking. And that's it. Now we can bolt it up and should be good to go. So, check that thing out, dude. Check that thing out. Oh my gosh, we almost have a complete engine. I might cry. I actually might cry for this video. Well, there she is. After hours, months, well, it feels like a lifetime, it is finally done. We put this cover on over the valve cover, the little beauty cover thing, and honestly, I could not be happier. We don't have the headers on yet, so I am going to have to pull the valve cover just because it is going to be a lot easier to slide the headers in from here. And I'm also going to get new hardware anyway, because some of these are really badly rusted. The ones you can't see are really badly rusted. So I'm going to do that, and if I'm going to pull them, I might as well just replace that and then throw the headers in from here. Oh, man. Listen. It's perfect. But yeah, there's still a lot more work to do. Like I said, there's all this other stuff, the water pump, thermostat. Obviously, all the intake manifold has to be put back on. You know, there's still so much work. The intake's barely anywhere. But, oh yeah, belts are going to be replaced. But as long as the head's on there and as long as the engine turns over and we know it turns over, listen, I'm a happy camper. So, there you have it. And I am shiny as a plastic bag, I guess. I don't know. But I am shiny because it is super hot and I am super sweaty and I am kind of chunky, so I am sweating. So, either way, you guys saw it. Now we did it. And thank you guys for following the journey and not quitting on me, I guess, and me not quitting on you guys. So we're here, we made it, and one day we'll see the car start together, promise you that. But for now, that's it. And I got a big surprise for the van. I actually ended up getting wheels for it, but they might not fit, so we got to test fit those. But for now, that's it. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff, and see you on the next one.